Welcome into another Clubhouse conversation here on Hooks TV. I'm Sam Levitt, and joining me this week is a guy who's done a little bit of everything with the Hooks in 2017, Trent Woodward. Trent, how's the season been so far?
This has been an awesome season so far, getting to play a little bit different positions, second base, third base, catch, any way to kind of get my way in the lineup. That's kind of been my role, and I've been enjoying it pretty much.
You said it, you've played a number of different positions. You're primarily a catcher, but some second base, some third base. How do you prepare on a day-in, day-out basis for all those different roles?
Every day I come to the yard, it's just something kind of different depending on, if somebody's hurt or if, there's a shortness in second base and third base, catch. Kind of just all depends on how I prepare for my day. But I try to get ground balls every day at every position, get some more catching, whether it be blocking or throwing. And, when we get BP, I make sure I take a couple rounds in left field just in case somebody gets hurt.
Now, we look at the lineup card every day, and it's like a mystery phase of where are you going to play, where are you going to be in the lineup. Does Rodney talk to you before the week starts about what you might do that week, or do you come here every day and it's really a surprise?
It's usually a surprise. Usually I don't have too much of a heads up, but I got to be prepared somehow and find a way to go out there and compete. And, Ronnie's done a great job of getting me prepared a couple days before, but for the most part it's, at this point, go out there and go compete and go do a job. But I've been enjoying every bit of it. It's something different every day. It's not the same routine. And
right.
A lot of people kind of talk about, they get into a routine, kind of the dog days. Well, I never have those because it's something different every day.
And certainly it improves your versatility as a player as well, as Trent Woodward joins us on this week's Clubhouse conversation. Let's go back to the beginning in 2014, a 20th rounder by the Astros. And then by the end of 2015, you had already ascended to TripleA. I mean, what was that experience like, going from college ball to TripleA in almost a calendar year?
It was an awesome experience. 2015 was a big roller coaster year. I went to extended spring training. Came here for a stint for about 2 weeks, went back to extended, I was kind of down on myself a little bit, went to Tri-Cities, went to Quad Cities, and ended up in Fresno. Well, it was kind of perfect. It fitted perfect because I went to Fresno State, so I got to go see some friends and stay at one of my teammates' house in college. So, but it was just an awesome experience that I don't take for granted any day. It was an unbelievable experience getting to win a national championship with the Grizzlies, and something I'll tell my kids about someday. It was awesome.
Well, you talk about the journey, and you've had quite the journey to this point. You had Tommy John surgery while you were in college, and it was a bit of a freak thing, and I'm sure a very long road back.
Yeah, you don't hear too many catcher utility players blowing out or having to have Tommy John surgery, so it was the last thing that I was expecting, but it was a big blessing in disguise. I got an opportunity to finish my education and sign as a redshirt junior, so it was awesome. One thing I look back, it kind of tested me, made me, really look at myself in the eyes and see if this is something I wanted to do. Since I was a little kid, you always want to play at the next level and play in professional baseball, but once you have it taken away, you completely understand how much you appreciate it, and the littlest things of putting your cleats on every day or putting a uniform on, you don't take for granted, whereas that's something that I had taken away from me and had to work my way back, and it's something that's just made me stronger for it.
You've had some cool experiences in the Astros organization. One of those is you got a chance to go down to the Dominican Academy that the Astros have down there. Check it out, see what it's like. What was that experience like?
It was one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had. They took 8 of us down there. They wanted us to understand the culture of, the lifestyles that a lot of the Latin guys have to go through. So they bunked us in the academy, and it's not the best living situation for sure, but it's something that they really made us, appreciate everything that we have, from, pillows and blankets to, we went out to a little town that, kids playing stickball, and it was just a completely humbling experience. I hopped off the bus one day, and a little kid, he wanted to clean my shoes, and I asked him, well, how much, what do you even, pricing here? He goes, and it was like 5 cents. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm going to go get this kid some ice cream. This is just, he's out here working hard just to take back money to go get ice cream and to go see his family. So, it's a very poor country, but the amount of joy that they had was unbelievable. You saw a lot of people that didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of wealth, but they still had a lot of love in their heart, and they, found a way to be happy. So it's something that, I try to bring back here. I help out with some of the Latin players because I kind of can get by with my Spanglish. But it was something that was, an awesome experience to get to go down there, and grateful the Astros sent me down.
And I'm sure it gives you some perspective on what some of your teammates go through to get to this point of professional baseball, as Trent Woodward joins us on this week's Clubhouse Conversation. Final question for you, and it's a tough one. Who is the best pitcher you've caught as far as their stuff?
The best pitcher I've caught.
Or even the best pitch you've caught?
The best pitch. I'm going to try to narrow it down to 3. Okay. I'm going to go with Devo's changeup. He has an unbelievable changeup. I'm going to go with Dean Dietz's breaking ball. He's got probably one of the best breaking balls I've ever seen. And then Martez has so much life on his fastball, so I'm going to say Francis Martez. That's probably the 3 that I would go with.
2 of those guys already in the big leagues, Martez and Davinsky, and I'm sure it was a great experience catching those guys. And Dean Dietz at TripleA now, another very talented guy. As, of course, Trent Woodward joins us on this week's Clubhouse Conversation. Trent, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you next time on Clubhouse Conversation on Hooks TV.